Hi everybody, it's Kathy here, and I'm coming to you with the last of my ones that I've done for the follow-up sketch February for 2025, Sandy Reversky's 30 sketches, and I've done day 26 with Anna Castro's great sketch here. Now I've combined this for a Girls Down Under Hop challenge, which was to use these items that we were put into an envelope to do, have to decorate the tag, and use the little pieces that were also in the envelope. So it was an envelope of surprise, and you have to create a layout using them. So I've gone together and pulled a whole lot of scraps, and some of them I use and some of them I don't, because I'm not really sure how it's going to go to start with. But first of all, I need to decorate this tag. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to cover the tag with the dotted paper, because green is definitely going to be the focus color of this layout, and I'm just trimming it down so that the front of the tag is covered. And then I have this brilliant quote about being together and one day extra for the photos that I'm choosing to do, and they're photos of my daughter and son-in-law, and I've just inked the edges there with a sage ink pad, and now I'm just looking for the right piece to actually add to the other side of this tag, just to add a little bit of a feature. So I've decided I'd go with the darker colour here, just so that it does give definition to the tag, and that quote now pops up a little bit more, and I'm going to add just another layer in underneath that first layer of tearing, so that there is that 3 layer, and you can just see how that all comes together nice and easily. So now that that's done, I'm going to make sure that all of it is sticking down so it's not going to come up, and then I can put the quote in. And I've got a little tassel there that needs to be included, so I've got some embroidery thread that I'm using. And I also went and found a little charm, and it is a key, so I thought that ties in beautifully to the key to her heart, which is him, and that finishes off this tag nicely, plus adding a little extra embellishment to the layout. Now, having big fingers does not allow for tying tiny pieces of string. And I'm going to put down this little quote card, and that's pretty much that tag done, with a little photo that I will add after I develop the rest of the layout. So now I'm going to do my base, and I am going to, like the sketch, put the stamping down the center, because she has that center line in hers, and I'm going to build mine with my stamping, and that's going to go down the center. And it doesn't matter that most of it won't show. What does show is reflective in Anna's sketch, and this will also show on my layout as well. So I'm just putting in 2 lines there, left and right, like Anna's sketch shows. I'm also going to add in some stenciling. Now this green background is a dark green, and then I have that black ink over the top. And so for this I'm going to do squeezed lemon through my script stencil. So I'm just going to use it to put the stenciling onto the layout. Now at the moment it looks like you can't see it, but if you watch in a moment when I go back over it, you can see it shimmering through over that green, and the squeezed lemon is coming through nicely now. So there you can see where it has come through that stencil and is now visible on that background, and that's building up that center line for this layout. Alright, put that to the side and I'll clean that up afterwards. Now I'm going to run a border just as Anna's layout has. And the way I'm going to do that is I'm going to cut 1/4 inch strips with this cardstock, bright yellow, which will give it a pop off that dark green background. And then I'm going to create my frame around my layout, and I'm taking off an inch. I'm taking off an inch from those lines so that they sit perfectly a ½ inch either side. Now this is where I eyeball it and I put it down. Other people will get a ruler out and do it properly. Yeah, not me. Eyeball it, close, near enough is close enough. And that's how I do my layouts. Sometimes I'll pull out the ruler to make it fit, but generally it's near enough is close enough. And you can see that it looks pretty accurate anyway. So I'm just wedging the corners so that they fit together like a picture frame. And then I'll put this top one there, and already you can see how much that yellow in the stencil is now starting to really pop because of that single line of yellow frame. And you would not think that yellow and the green would be a combination that you could use so effectively, but it looks really, really good in this layout. So I have this scrap here with these pieces of, what do you call those sorts of things, the swirls, and I'm going to use that as my center line, and then I'm going to add in the thin green, and that's a mottled green, so it's not a straight solid block, and that's going to go down the center and be an anchor point. And then I'll put these, they look like peacock feathers, and they're going to decals. They've got a proper name, but I can't for the life of me remember what it is at the moment. And I'm just adding those in there to make my center focal point. Then down the side, center, Anna has circles. Now her circles are smaller than the ones that I've cut, so therefore she has more circles in hers than I've got in mine. But that's okay, because that's how you adapt a sketch. You make it suit what you've got and how you want yours to look. So I'm just playing around with the color coordination here. I'm going with the greens and the yellows. I'm really sticking with that layout color. I think it's very effective, and when you see the photos, you will see how that just all ties in nicely. Not only that, I was given yellow embellishments with which to work for the quest, and so therefore that I had to accommodate those into my layout. I'm now going to use my faux stitching through my stamping, and that it will match the stamping that the stitching that you'll see on Anna's layout, so that it gives that imagery of having a stitch down the center. Now I'm going to mat one with this goldy color in the background, and then I'm going to mat the other on the green and the white here, just so that you get a hint of the yellow through and a touch of the green, and that's how that mats. Now these photos were taken at Christmas time in the city. We were at Hyde Park, and this is the fountain in Hyde Park, and as you can see, I'm just putting the half circle over the top of the photos like Anna has in hers, and I'm just trimming them down to fit. So my photos are a bit larger, but that's okay, because that's what I want it to do. I have this cut apart card which I'm putting in to the left, just as Anna has on hers, and then I'm going to add this olive coloured strip across the center of the card, and then I'm going to put the Memo strip which was in my quest, and that's going to now be added in behind my tag, and the tag is this journaling pad that Anna had in her sketch. So this has come together quite easily, as you can see. It looks quite effective. The colours are reflected in the photos. My daughter's top, the green in the lights behind, the green in the fountain, the browns in the fountain through the olives and the creams. And so you can see how easy it is to match your photos to your layout, or vice versa, your embellishments to your photos. I'm just adding in the lock and the key, which were a part of the challenge that I had to include, and they're just going to tuck in nicely. As I said, this sketch just lends itself perfectly to the embellishments that I had to incorporate, and I'm loving how this is all coming together. Now, this wooden frame, I don't want it to be bare wood veneer, so I am using 3 acrylic paint pens. One is in that gold. Then I have this green, which is a little bit too lime for what I want it to do, but I do need it to go in there because the blue that I'm going to put over the top, the turquoisey blue, then brings it down to a colour that's appropriate for the layout. So sometimes one colour is not enough. Sometimes you have to use multiple colours to drag them together. And I like how the final colour just sits beautifully on the layout and matches perfectly. So acrylic paint pens have become my favourite. I'm using them quite a lot lately, and I do like how they turn out. And I'm just putting that film strip there with the camera on top, and True Love has become my title. Now, I will tell you, I did need to include pearls, and I'm just adding some staples there, as you can see, as per Anna's sketch. And then I'm going to add in the gold splatters now. But as I said, in the final layout, when you see the close-ups, you will see the pearls that I was supposed to include. I almost forgot them, only that I moved the layout at the end and I realised that I hadn't put the pearls on. So I'm just going to show you now these ones that I have done. You can see those gold splatters there. You can see the heart and the butterflies. You can see the elements of the sketch coming through clearly in this layer, and I'm actually very pleased with how it turned out. Looking at the original colour scheme, you would probably not think it would turn out so effectively, but it has, and I'm very impressed with it. This too will go into my daughter's album, and she's getting quite a good album this year. It's going to be quite extensively thick, I think. Now I'm going to add a little bit of stickles here just onto the camera lens to give it a bit of a little bit of glitter, and as per usual I need to think about my layout, and that's what I've done there. You can see those pearls. Down below I had the full playlist for Follow a Sketch February. It has been a big month. I'm sorry I didn't get this in time. I really do wished I'd had done more, but we're now rolling into 30 days of sketches, so let's stay tuned for that one. Thanks everybody for watching. Hope I get a thumbs up from you. Happy scrapping till next time, and here's my next video for you.